let's talk about another Disney movie. Tangled is the topic. Originally, it was called Rapunzel, but Disney they decided to make it call it Tangled just to get boys to watch it too because all the Disney gals, although they call it Disney princesses, and actually they're no actually not everyone is princess. There's some princesses next in line. They got married into. There are warriors, Fu Mulan, who is actually Chinese and fought in Chinese War. Way different than Disney's version. And she killed a lot of the enemy. And then there's people like indigenous tribes in North America before the Europeans came in and colonized the land. Indigenous people they were living there, and the only reason the British called indigenous peoples savages it was because the different tribes were trying to take over who gets what land because the indigenous people, the natives, they were following the herd. And regarding animals, like maybe the beaver in Canada, or any like animal like the deer, they would hunt down and use the fur to make clothes, and then of course the meat they would eat. There was a former interaction where the Hudson Bay Company they did the interactions with indigenous people. You give us the fur, and we'll give you what we have. So there was like a little trading between the French and some British, and there was some agreed marriage. So there was like some tribes they were into they agreed on mixed marriage, but there was a different company that also did the fur trading, but they were against mixed marriage. So if you any friends who are mixed marriage, and one of those tribes, Pocahontas, forced marriage, and she died due to the diseases that in Europe that compared to the diseases that native people were used to fix. And she was forced marriage to someone named John Rolfe, not John Smith. This is what Disney Pocahontas and the second movie that they had wrong. And actually, John Rolfe was using Pocahontas for show. He didn't care about whether really loved her or not. He was just using her for promoting the cigarettes, the native tribes, people like John Rolfe had met. And he stole the idea. And Disney, they make family movies and they try to make it all PG, but there's something that you can't really make. And Rapunzel, yeah, she was actually locked up in the tower and stuck up there forever. And Flynn Rider showed up. And apparently they're trying to do live action. They're throwing some names like Florence Pugh and Sabrina Carpenter to do the role of Rapunzel, but may this be necessary? And there's talk of doing a race swap, and when it comes to race swapping characters like Rapunzel, we've already had the Tinkerbell, no, an actress race swap. And then we had Halle Bailey doing The Little Mermaid. And Rachel Zegler doing Snow White. And Jada Pinkett Smith having an African American doing the role of a biopic Queen Cleopatra, when an actual African should actually be doing the role. And there's someone named Francesca Amewudah-Rivers, an African American actress who not just that, but also let's bounce it over to HBO's Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, and that is upsetting a lot of people. And this is just overboard. Although they're considering people like Zayn Malik from former member of One Direction to do the role of Flynn Rider, but Tangled was made just a few years ago, and in the 2010s, just like some other movies. And why should we have one? In a few days, we're gonna have a live action remake of Lilo and Stitch, and regarding that, I think we already have that, and no, they actually got an actual Hawaiian kid, Maya Kaloa, and they're going to use CGI for Stitch and some other characters that you can't actually do. So they're trying to do it as close as possible to the actual original movie they did. And that's going to be the most close-up live action movie in the last few years. And we want original projects. And if they were already made something, they could make a new generation, a sequel, something like that. And regarding Tangled, they already have a TV show. And also Tangled, the series, which is a cartoon 2D art compared to the Tangled, the movie that you saw in the movies. And you can still watch that on Disney Plus. And hopefully they stop with the live action remake race swap, because that is the worst thing that has ever happened, and no one wants that. And with Francesca Amewudah-Rivers, we will see what J.K. Rowling, the Warner, and HBO, what they will end up doing on their end. Because the live action Tangled that's put on hold after what Rachel Zegler did a couple months. Month ago. And since the report of Bob Iger leaving after 2026, things may get better, but we will see.